Now we come to the presumptions as to the negotiable instruments. Presumptions basically are never to be proved. They are to be presumed, they are to be presumed by all the parties involved that these things already exist in every negotiable instrument. These are not to be specifically asked or specifically mentioned. So let's discuss them. The first one is the consideration. So every negotiable instrument was made, drawn, accepted or endorsed for some consideration. Means when a negotiable instrument is being drawn, so it has never been asked that whether the consideration was paid, whether the consideration has been made. So this question is being presumed that it automatically includes the consideration, it automatically go for the consideration. This is a major presumption the parties can make when dealing in a negotiable instrument. Second presumption is regarding the date. It is normally presumed that the date mentioned on the negotiable instrument is that date on which it was drawn. That means the date mentioned in a negotiable instrument is that the date on which it was made, it has become valid. Time of acceptance. Every accepted bill of exchange is presumed to have been accepted within a reasonable time after its issue and before its maturity. Only in case of bill of exchange, it is being sent for acceptance of the other party, and it is being presumed that it was sent and accepted within a reasonable time, and this time was the acceptance time was after the issue of the instrument, and it was before the maturity of that bill of exchange. Next presumption is regarding time of transfer. Every transfer of a negotiable instrument was made before its maturity. As I have already covered that the negotiable instruments once matured cannot be transferred further. That means it is always presumed that once it is being matured, it would not be transferred. Next point is order of endorsements. It is presumed that endorsements appearing upon a negotiable instruments were made in order in which they appear on. The basic funda regarding endorsement is when the negotiable instrument is being endorsed further, it is being mentioned on the face of that negotiable instrument. So the order of the writing of those endorsement would presume that this is the order in which they were endorsed. Let's say it was first endorsed to Mr. A, then Mr. B, then Mr. C. So this order would be mentioned on the face of the negotiable instrument, and this is the order in which they appear. Next is the stamp. It is presumed that a lost promissory note, bill of exchange or check was duly stamped, because without the stamp of without the valid stamp, any negotiable instrument could not be recognized as valid negotiable instrument. So it is normally presumed that it have the it has the stamp. Holder in due course. It is presumed that holder of a negotiable instrument is the holder in due course. That means I have already explained holder in due course can have the better title than the original owner of the negotiable instrument. Every holder is presumed to have paid consideration and taken it in good faith, because holder in due course has taken the negotiable instrument in the good faith, so it is always being presumed that he has the better title than the drawer himself. Proof of protest. In case of dishonor of the instrument, the court shall on proof of protest presume that the fact of dishonor, unless and until such fact is disproved. So basically these presumptions are there, and these are being presumed by the parties involved in it, but any of the presumption can be rebutted by evidence to the contrary. So that means when any contract regarding the any agreement regarding the negotiable instruments is being made, it is being presumed that all the conditions mentioned, all the conditions discussed above are present in the negotiable instruments.